That's an excellent question. What is going on? Nothing really.
No?
I mean, in the grand, when I say nothing, I mean so much that I can't actually capture it
Okay.
in words or pictures. It's just so many emotions swirling around in my head that I'm trying to make sense of. But basically, when you w- try to explain that, you can't. So you just end up going with, nothing really.
Just everything. But,
Just everything and nothing.
I dig it.
Mhm.
I I've had a lot that I've been juggling.
Yeah.
Um some of it serious stuff with like health and like the family, some of it like the jury duty case is still ongoing.
Ugh.
Um like artistically, I got a couple of like big deadlines coming up.
Mhm.
Family with both of my kids wrapping up the school year.
Mm.
Um getting Aiden ready for his first year in high school. Like there's been a lot of like little things that we've been juggling. So like at the end of the night, Gabby and I we usually sit down and watch like some BS TV show and we chill. But
Mhm.
like uh for like 3 weeks now, like we've actually been talking. And like married people don't do that at this time of night. Like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's why you get married, so you don't have
yeah,
to
like we're
talk
like
anymore.
exactly like all right,
Mhm.
we're comfortable just being quiet together, right? Cool. Like
Which
that's
is such a beautiful thing to have with someone. Being
yo,
comfortable to be comfortable being quiet with someone.
mm,
That's the best thing in the world. That's top 3 thing I'm looking for
real
in
talk.
a mate, is someone who is okay if I don't say shit. Because
Yo,
I'm okay if you don't say shit. So I need you to be like, I need that to be. Anywho,
it,
so
it's
now you
beautiful.
2 are talking.
Yeah, we've been talking. Like I was like, oh, okay, we gotta manage some things here. But like
Mhm.
every now and then, like because of the seriousness or like the stress involved,
Mhm.
the the Netflix gods like gives you like a little gift. So like
Okay.
when we're talking, we gotta have a low stakes show,
Mhm.
right? You can't have something that you actually want to watch if you're having a real convo, or
Mhm.
if you might just cut into a real convo. But it
Right.
also can't be a bad show because like I'm like, yo, I can't watch this.
Mhm.
So usually what happens is Gabby watches a show she's watched before.
Okay.
That way she likes the show, it's a good show, but also if she misses something, she knows the something already,
Right.
you know? Uh so currently we are on like episode 3 of season 2 of Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, okay.
This is Gabby's joint. I
Mhm.
admittedly like the storylines. I'm very invested in why this hospital stays open after all the tragedies that happen there.
Hey,
Feel like,
y'all are better than me. I watched the first season and then realized I didn't like the main character. And I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, well, if I don't like the main character, I'm not gonna be able to make it." Like, let me just go ahead and stop. There's no need getting, I mean, this was pretty early on, but I was just
Yeah.
like, if I don't like the gray of Grey's Anatomy, then I need to go ahead and tap out.
Yo, sincerely, she's like bottom 5 character on the show.
Yeah, right.
Like, no offense to the actress, but like,
Mm-mm. No, but just the character, I was just like, I don't, and I only watched 1 season and was
oh,
like, I don't like you at all. And it's still on, and it's what, like 25 seasons or some shit? Uh,
I mean, they finally figured it out. She's not even on the show anymore, from what I understand. Like
oh,
the new
beautiful.
season, yeah, like she
Yeah,
like officially passed the baton. You know,
great.
but yeah, like I enjoy seeing the silliness of it.
Mhm.
Currently, there is the I left Gabby, so I told her to catch me up because I don't remember what happens in it. There is an episode where this 82-year-old man, his wife passed away. He
Mhm.
has regrets. They didn't live it up. He saved up
Mm.
all this money for their retirement. Wife passed away. They didn't get to enjoy it together. And he is currently he's trying to like live it up. He is in the hospital because he's having penis issues.
Sure.
And he is gonna get a penis like device put in
Oh,
that
like a
like,
pump?
yeah, and like
Okay.
the doctor explained, yo, straight up. like the doc explained it.
Yeah, I hate that I was like, "I know exactly what you're talking about,"
Yeah.
but I sit a little bit longer before going, "Oh, you mean the pump?" I didn't have to say that immediately, but
Oh man. Yep, definitely that. Know where you're going, Gastor. Yeah, like
Oh.
they're like it was the way he described it was silly. I don't even know if it's a real thing. I know it's like a TV show, but like
Mhm.
essentially they're like whenever he wanted to use it, he'd have to like literally squeeze the jewels and
Right.
it would pump up his thing. I didn't know if that was real or not. Cool, the technology's there. I feel like it that sounded silly like an idea.
Mhm.
But like, that like your nuts become like Reebok pumps for your penis. I think that's kind of
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah,
But
that is insane.
yeah, that's what the doctor told the dude. But it was fun. The reason I found it interesting though is uh his kids were in the room. They're
Mhm.
like 40 years old
Mhm.
and they're like 40 and one's like 50 and they're arguing with him. They're like, "Dad, you don't need this." And he's like, "The hell I do. Like I'm why can't I be smashing at 82?"
Mm.
And they're like, "Yo, this is messed up that you're wasting the money you and mom saved for this." I was like, "Me and mom saved so that we could live it up. She's not here. She'd be happy that I'm doing something for me, you know?"
Okay.
And the
Alright.
son is like, "Yo, you think mom would be happy you getting a penis pump?" And he's like, "I promise you mom would be happy." He getting a penis pump.
The whole idea was hers before
Yeah.
she died.
But yeah, I just found it like such an interesting like debate of like how much is joy worth versus like legacy, you know? Yo, you did the same thing Gabby did, by the way. She's like, "Why are you thinking so deep about this? It's
Yeah,
just a penis joke."
I'm like,
She's like,
"Huh." I would have thought, do you want your kids to argue with you about getting a penis pump installed? Um, that would be probably my main thought. I definitely would not have ended up at legacy.
"Yeah, yo." I was
I don't think legacy is anywhere near when you say penis pump, I'm never thinking legacy.
Yeah, I was just thinking of like, yo, like this man's like he's weighing out like realistically, like he's 82. Let's say he makes it to 85,
Okay.
right? That's 3 year
Mhm.
run.
Mhm.
If he killing it, I don't know what the dating market is at that age. You got to figure it's minimal, right? It's not. It can't be
No,
that.
no, no, no. If he's in a senior like a retirement center,
Yeah.
oh, he could destroy push for a long time.
Okay.
Like,
But
yeah, I mean, like, that's I mean, because nobody's using condoms because they're all old people.
right. You
So
know what
they're
I
all
mean?
like, "I don't do that anymore."
Real talk. It's
W w
1999 every night over there, yo.
Yeah, not even that, more 89, 79. It's 1979 over there all the time. Um, and so yeah, and they are wild. And so like STIs
Right.
are a serious issue in retirement
Okay.
communities. Like the clap because they're not covering they're just the clap fucking syphilis like syphilis. How are you bringing back syphilis? Old people with your old ass sexually transmitted diseases, all of that, chlamydia, all
Okay.
of that. So yeah, he could have, even if that dude had 3 years left. If he had 3 years left in a home,
Right. He could do numbers.
he could make that money back in no time flat.
Okay.
And
Okay.
also their women live longer than
Yeah.
men.
So there's a
So
lot of single women.
so there's a
Yeah.
lot of single women. So absolutely,
Yeah. I
he'd
didn't think
have
of that
his
part of
pick
it.
pick of the litter. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, gross. Now that I'm thinking about that, because the chances are good that I would end up in a retirement center. I don't
Yo.
know. I don't know who will put me there. Someone will. The state. And we don't know what state, but some state will just go put her in a home. Um,
Yo.
and I just
You know what I just realized, shot?
what's that?
Is it aren't retirement homes are just like the first polyamorous relationships then. You know what I mean?
No,
They all like together.
no, no,
No?
no. It's
There's one dude. There's only so many options.
yes, that's not polyamorous though. That's one dude with a bunch of options.
Okay.
I guarantee all the women aren't like, sure, ooh, I'm fine with sharing him.
I
Because if
thought the
that's the
women worked
case,
it out at one point. Like, it's like,
no, the
listen,
women, no. If that was the case, they'd just sleep together. The women would sleep with the other women
that's
and
fair.
not have that dude around if they're cool with it. You know what I mean? So no, I mean,
You
they're
bring
cool
nothing to the
with it.
table.
They're cool with it in the way that when you find out, say an elder person in your life, like when they were younger or something, they had a partner who cheated on them and they were just like, I still love him though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we can work this out, or I know what he's doing out there, but he knows who to come home to. It's like that kind of thing.
Right. That
So
makes sense.
it's not like a young person. Let's sit down and discuss it, because that's what polyamory is like. We're discussing it, and there's maybe a main couple and offshoots of that, or they all, but there's an understanding
Yeah.
that's verbalized, that's discussed, it's been talked to death. I think polyamory is probably just uh you know more about the talking than the fucking. It
Right.
feels like it's more about discussing polyamory than it is just having the sex.
Yeah.
um and I feel like it would be more of just like people quietly suffering, hoping that their turn comes up, is how I feel like it might be, just because that's, the polyamory people haven't made it old enough yet to be in the,
Yeah.
or they're considered swingers. But I mean,
Yeah. We don't got studies on them.
yeah, we don't have studies on them yet, how it looks at an older age. We're still trying to figure out what the young people are doing. So we don't,
Oh.
yeah. So I wouldn't put polyamory. I would put more repressed embarrassment is what I would put on it. Repressed embarrassment more so than
Okay.
polyamory. Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, my man's could absolutely make his money back
Okay.
on a penis pump. In
That
3
makes
years, in
sense.
his 80s in a home, absolutely. Oh, yes.
Yeah, because like that's the debate. Like basically he's saying like these next 3 years of me in this home is like
Mhm.
is worth my granddaughter's college education. You know
I
what I mean?
mean,
And I
yeah,
ain't mad at him. I'm just saying that's the math he doing.
yeah.
Like yo,
Okay, so if he uses this is their retirement fund, is what
this,
he'd be using.
yeah, he and his wife saved up to like do some vacations, and
Uh-huh.
he's gonna dip into this for this surgery. And like
Yeah.
the son is mad because he's like, yo, this is life threatening surgery. You shouldn't be doing it just to get your penis fixed. And he's like, penis is life. You know what I mean?
Ball is
Literally
life.
ball is life, baby. You
Ball
know
is
what
life.
I mean? Oh man. And then the daughter is the one more mad about the economics. She's like, yo, like you got grandkids and like
You could
that's not
help
the
them up.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can help them with this money, and that's what grandma would have wanted. And he's like, you don't know what grandma would have wanted. You know what I mean? She def wanted me to get this penis pump.
Grandma was a freak. You don't know your mother like that.
Real
I'll
talk.
tell you
That's
what.
why there's two of you. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. So now, did this launch a discussion with you and the missus as to
Right.
whether or not you would get the penis pump?
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, yo, like, so she like laughed it off. I'm like, yo, so hold up, when is my penis out the game for us? You know what I mean? Like, is this like a talk we gotta have? Like, you know, like it's in rotation, but like does it slowly fade out? Like, is it, like is it like red meat where like, like you 65, you can only do it like once a month,
Okay. All right.
Or is it just like yo, the factory closed after a certain day. So like
I,
we full production till like 70, but 70 shut it down.
I feel like that's more up to you.
I mean, I've talked on the pod. I'm eating vegetables now. So I'm doing
Yes.
my part. You know what I mean?
Sure, yes, right, right, right. But, you know, like, I guess, only only your dick knows how it's going to perform
That's
in
fair.
the future, right? So now you have to decide how you want to deal with any sort of hiccups you may have
Right.
with performance.
Like I
Um,
don't know how invested I am. Like I feel like we've had a good run already. Like if we went out now, I think we could talk about it. Like,
okay.
you know what I mean?
Okay, so I mean, like, would you take Viagra or Cialis or whatever those things are if you thought that if you thought you were having a problem with ED,
Right.
would you take those pills, Hims or anything like that? Would you give those a shot first before we go straight to putting a fucking basketball pump in your pelvis?
Yeah, yeah. We got a flat. Don't worry about it. I got you,
Just
man.
yes, I don't know. I don't know if that's,
Yo,
you
real
know.
talk. I
Mhm.
wish I needed Cialis to have every erection. I feel every guy should have that. I feel like every guy's penis should not work unless you take a pill. I feel like
Oh, okay. All right.
sex should
All
be a
right.
decision of that
Now,
level. Like, yo, we
okay.
preemptively,
Yes.
like,
Now that we're okay, now that I'm getting full circle what the vision is.
yeah.
Yes,
Like,
no,
if it was up to
absolutely.
me, that would be me. Like, yo, once you 14, they shut your shit down. Like, everybody penis, it doesn't work unless you take these. And you
Okay.
get an allotted amount.
Mhm.
It's given to the head of family. You
Okay.
know what I
Well,
mean? So
that's
like
yes. All right.
this is for your whole crew. Like disperse it how you will. You know what I mean? And then like yo, you graduate in college today, yo, you get 2 this week. Yo, major props. Do what you do. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know if I'd want my parents in charge of giving me the boner pills, but I do like the idea of it not working until you get one of those pills in your system. And
Yeah.
then whatever hoops you have to, that's absolutely a coming of age story. It's
Real
someone
talk.
trying to get these damn pills.
Real talk.
I mean,
I think
I don't know. I walked out on it, but I'm pretty sure that's what the movie Superbad was about.
yo, you ain't know Superbad was a science film? It's
Yeah,
all about STEM.
I had no idea. I left it. I had to leave. I was watching it at a drive-in, and then I had to go. So I don't know if those young men ever had sex. I have no idea whatever happened to those young men.
I hope they turned out okay. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I hope they're all right.
Yeah. But yeah, I genuinely believe that. I think no penis. I think every penis should just be for urinating, unless you take the pill. Then the pill
Okay.
is what elevates it. Then it eliminates a lot of problems. You know what I mean? And I'll even go like further. I think it should be like a 2 piece. It should be like the 2 hearts that people buy as chains when they like in a couple. I think
Uh-huh.
you should have half, and you need a partner's other half to activate. So that like there's already consent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work.
I know it's not. I'm just saying that's
Uh-huh.
what I think.
Do you think so
That'd be
that it's a
cool.
match? But
Yeah.
what if you wanna fuck somebody you hate?
But they still gotta say yes.
I mean, yeah, sure, sure, but what if your hearts don't match?
I think that's fine. I just need you just need the other half's heart though. You need like I know some scientists. I'm gonna see if we can work this out. I'm gonna talk to some people.
Okay,
But
okay.
I feel like there's something here. Like we could it would significantly like help with dudes.
I don't think so because there's still testosterone in man.
Yeah, but
I
like
think there's gonna be a lot of men breaking into the factories, but I do like where your heart is, where you're trying to come up with this.
yeah, like I like it's still using testosterone. Like yo, we got make buildings, build bridges. They don't need to go nowhere. Just make them like for fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's stuff you could do that's productive. That's not like focused on just that. You know, women would feel safer.
Hmm. I'd rather you just give women testosterone.
Okay, yeah, let's talk. Let's talk about. I'm with this.
I
I ain't
mean,
mad at that.
I'll shave my mustache if
There
it
you
means
go.
that I could get some shit done. But, yeah, I don't know. I know that all of these ideas are coming from a good place, but I'm just hearing um uh a lot of red flags. So many red
There's
flags.
some challenges here.
Yeah, there are some challenges to the point where I'm like, go ahead and just put the pump in your area. You know, they've
Okay.
got outside ones, you know, that are like vacuum packed where you just stick your penis into it and then it but it's kind
Yeah.
of like when you like it's like a suction thing. So it's like the suction and in the channel and the air comes out and you're sucking the air out and then your penis kind of gets larger um like, to fill that space. I l
Okay.
it's a whole thing, and I used to know the science of it better back when I worked at the video store because we sold them there, but,
Oh, that's what's up.
yeah, well, you know, legally, we could only say, for novelty use only. So, if you fuck your shit up, now you did that with a toy. We didn't tell you to do that. Um, but,
That's awesome.
yeah, you know, you have
But
to
yeah,
work quick.
I don't know. I found it genuinely interesting. Of like, yo, like you 80, and like you got to weigh that out. Like, yo, like I want to smash for another 3 years, but like, yeah, like yo, I can't front. Like, like Kimberly really got like a 94 average. She deserves to go to school.
Mhm.
And you got to weigh that out. And then like your grandkid has a bright future, but you haven't done the deed in 2 years because of that. Do you like look at their degree with like regret, or like
Mhm.
maybe they become a doctor and like that makes it worth it? Maybe they do the surgery for free if you make it to 90.
Right. Well, I mean, if you I don't know. Let's see what your see how much of it your insurance will cover.
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing is how much will Medicaid cover this?
I can't
How
imagine they see this as like necessary.
necessary? Yeah, no, you're right.
Them
That's
dudes fought
probably
me on
right.
diabetes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. But who you never know. You never know. But
Okay.
yeah, like that's a hard one to call because I mean he literally could if he knows he's going into, like the sandals resort of of retirement homes, then, maybe he wants to be prepared. And I understand that. I understand that.
That's fair, yo. Real talk.
Mhm.
Shout out to Sandals. 2 pumps reviews right there, yo. I give
I've
that
never
place two
been to
pumps. Yo.
I've never been to a sandals, but I assume, it's about crushing it, whatever it may be, crushing it. So,
Oh man. Let's get into the news.
oh, yeah. Yeah, let's see if that can save us.
Kicking it off. Kind of on neighbors shocked by the arrest of an 81-year-old suspect of being a serial slingshot shooter. Yo, that's right. And neighbors of an 81-year-old man accused of being a serial slingshot shooter who terrorized his neighborhood for a decade by firing ball bearings through windows and windshields were left shocked and in disbelief by his arrest before his sudden death on Wednesday became known. Oh no. Prince King, who lived in Azusa, died of heart disease at private residency in Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's office on Thursday. King's neighbors in Azusa, a small city 26 miles east of LA, at the foot of the San Gabriel Mountains, were surprised that the old man they knew as Wick had been arrested. He's always nice, Veronica Jonason said, who lived next door to King. Jonason said that she works from home and that King would frequently declare break time and come over to chat. She said that he would bring treats for her dogs and that they never had any problems. I'm honestly surprised, Jonason said. I never thought he'd be terrorizing the neighborhood like that. Jonason said she and her sister-in-law called King Gran Torino because, like the Chappie
Oh,
character
wow.
played by Clint Eastwood in the
That's
2008 movie.
reason enough to fucking think he's the one that's shooting ball bearings at someone. You nicknamed him Gran Torino.
You saw it in him.
You saw the movie. You saw the movie?
King was arrested on May 23rd, capping a long-running quality of life investigation by Azusa police into the spat of vandalism on North End Avenue. Nobody was hurt, but police were stymied for years. It's been
Stymied.
stymied for
Yes.
years. That's wow. I never seen that word. Stymied.
Yeah, yeah, I thought I was like, "Oh, yeah, no one ever uses that much."
Huh. Rock on, yo. Yo. Major flex there by the writer. Real talk.
I know.
Phil Helzel. Yo, that's the new one for me right there. Stymied. Real talk.
Mhm.
Okay. It's been ongoing for many years because we just didn't identify who the suspect was. Search of King's two-bedroom home led to the discovery of a slingshot and ball bearings, which resulted in the arrest. King was charged with 7 counts of vandalism, 5 of them felony vandalism, and 2 misdemeanors, according to the court records. He was released from jail on without bail on Tuesday, record show, and given a June 17th return court date. But she said Clean didn't pick up his targets at random, but they still don't know why he is believed to have targeted his neighbors.
Okay, so hold on. So this 81-year-old man has been randomly using a slingshot to shoot ball bearings at his neighbors, and they finally caught this after
Mhm.
years of him doing this. They caught this dude. They found a slingshot and ball bearings. They locked him up. He got loose, not loose. He was released. He was released and then died the next day from a
Tart?
sudden heart attack.
Yeah. Yo, real talk, man.
I mean, I'm not laughing at his misfortune. Although, I
I don't know.
mean,
That's
what's
that's
it
not like a
like to be living next to Dennis the Menace for like 50 years or whatever?
real talk. I don't know. I feel like he won. That dude did crime, got caught the last day, bounced before serving.
Sure, yes.
Real talk.
Here's
Didn't
the
do
thing.
a second of time.
Have you ever um just heard ball bearings like dropping from places? I ask because for many years in this apartment, I've got my landlord over us.
Mhm.
Um, and I have heard for many years what sounds like in the morning someone in the space above my bedroom playing with ball bearings, like dropping them to the floor
Hmm.
and then just like sweeping them up. And I was like, I must be making that up. Why would someone play with ball bearings?
Yeah.
There are legitimate toys, cheap toys. I don't understand what this is. And also, why would anyone in Brooklyn have ball bearings? Like, who just has ball bearings enough that you are scattering? And I'm like, am I making this noise up? I could be making this noise up. That's probably not it. But no, every morning, ball bearings. And I was just
Huh.
like, I don't even understand. I must be making this up. So I just decided that those years were a fever dream because they kind of stopped at a certain point, right?
Huh.
Oh, excuse me. Then landlord and the son came down here to do something, some sort of repair, something. Um, and they left. And a couple hours after they were done, I was in the kitchen and I found two very small ball bearings. And it must have looked like some sort of episode of like I just stopped in my like the end of Usual Suspects where I realized Kaiser Soze has been living above us the whole time. I was just like, "What? Okay, so I'm not going crazy. I was hearing ball bearings. They just have them in their pockets?
Uh,
Why are they just carrying ball bearings with them? Whatever they did, they didn't need ball bearings. What is going on?"
yo.
Um and I don't think he's been shooting anyone with a slingshot. But I also just wonder why people feel like they need ball bearings around if they don't.
I want to ask honestly.
Yeah, it's a very confusing. I don't hear them much upstairs anymore, but just knowing that at some point someone from upstairs was down here and they left a couple of I was like, is this a warning? I didn't know.
Yo,
It
you know,
truly is one of the weirder things that I think, just one of those things. I don't know if you know about just you expect a weird thing living in New York. When you
right,
move to
right.
New York, you're just like, "Oh, no, I'm gonna end up in one of those apartments where the tub is in the kitchen." Honestly, right now, I'd kill for that. I'd kill
Oh
for
yeah.
some old ass building where the tub is in the tub's in the kitchen and the toilet is in the living room or whatever.
Hell yeah.
Um,
My cousin lived in one of those for
yeah,
years.
right, exactly. It's
Straight
like
up.
folklore. So it's just folklore to have someone around you do a weird thing over and over, and to the point where you're just like, "Yep, that's ball bearings, guy." You know what I mean? Just
Well, one, my cousin grew up in that apartment. It was
Hmm.
living room, kitchen, one bedroom, and the kitchen had the shower. It was like a tub,
Yeah.
and it was directly like it was in the kitchen, like it's against
Yes.
one wall.
Mhm.
Um, they had a curtain, so like you could shower while people cook,
Mhm.
but like it was in the kitchen. It was not a separate room. The
Right.
only thing that had its own door was the toilet,
Toilet. Yeah.
and it
Yeah, yeah,
didn't have a
yeah.
sink, so like you still had to come out, clean your hands in the kitchen.
Yes. I a good friend of mine when I moved here, she had been living in New York. I knew her in Atlanta. She had been living in New York for yeah, I don't know, like maybe 10 years or something. So when I first moved here, occasionally I would stay in her apartment and she was going somewhere, I would cat sit for her. And
Yeah,
she was just like, "Okay, here, let me give you the lay of the apartment." She's like, "It's very odd, but," and she's like, "The bathroom is, except for the toilet, the bathroom is basically in the kitchen." And I'm like, "Great. I've been hearing about these all my life. Let's see it." But she freaked it in such a nice way. There was a sink. There was up against one wall with the window. The window opened straight from the tub. There's the tub and the shower, and then next to it was what would be the bathroom sink, and then
yeah,
the kitchen was next to it. And I don't know, maybe someone tried to build a wall there once, who knows, but there was just, like, the kitchen sink looked at, if you were if you're in a normal, like, kitchen in a house, the kitchen sink usually, you can look out of a window. There's a
right.
window that's usually right there by the kitchen sink. Instead of a window, you're washing dishes in the kitchen sink and you look up and you're just looking into the shower. Right? That's where the
Okay.
shower is, and just a little itty bitty walkway, like, the area in front of the tub off like, at the end of the tub is where there's a sink where you can do bathroom stuff, and then the
Yeah,
kitchen sink is right next to that. Um, but there's no real way, like, if you come out of that shower, there's nothing that blocks the kitchen from the shower. There's a shower curtain,
right.
but there's nothing that's like, I can wrap myself in a towel and walk out and you won't, I mean, like, you pull back that if you pull back that shower curtain,
I'm in the kitchen.
you in the kitchen. You are clean, wet, and naked in my kitchen while I'm trying to
Amen.
cook. So, yeah, I was just like, "Oh, I love it. This is great. This is
Real talk.
fantastic."
It was a whole
Um,
thing. Yeah,
yeah.
he lived there with it was when he was younger. So like I would sleep over, which now I realize was insane. I'm so sorry to my tia that I would ask to sleep over. Like there's an apartment in LES. She has 3 of her own kids,
Right.
her husband, and I'm like, yeah, can I sleep over? And she said, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? There's no space here. But sure, it makes like her son happy and like this kid happy.
Right,
But
family, you know?
yeah, like real talk. But like in retrospect, I felt terrible. They had no space for me. But now we looked it up. Uh it got converted into condos.
Sure.
That thing is a studio apartment now worth $2 million.
Oh, wow.
Insane. Still a walk up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that shit is on the fifth floor. Fifth floor walk up, $2 million.
My friend's apartment was on the 6th floor, and I was just like, this is the first time she was like, "All right, I just want you to know there are a lot of stairs." And I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah." She's like, "No, no, 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 no. Take your time. Don't be a hero." And I went,
Real
"Okay."
talk.
And she was absolutely right. I stopped on almost every landing, just like, "Is this just going straight into the sky? Why am I lightheaded?" And
Yo.
and she said, "Honestly, people ask how, like, how I stay thin, how do I keep my metabolism? It's because I'm forgetful and I get halfway down the stairs and then have to go back up and get whatever I
Yo,
forgot and then go back down. She's like, honestly, being forgetful and living on the sixth floor of a walk up is what's keeping me
it's
keeping me
brutal.
in shape.
Dude, I remember like G, he would tell me, he's like, yo, like I have a daily shopping list. He's like,
Mm,
he's like, ever since literally like junior high school, he
mhm.
like when I left in the morning, my mom would give me a list of things I had to buy,
That's
so
so
that the
funny.
list
So that
was daily, and
yeah.
like it wouldn't be a big like fucking shopping
Yeah.
trip. She was like, every day I had to bring home a bag, and like it would be easier. And he's like,
Yes.
me and my sister each had a separate list. And every
Oh,
day we
that's
did
great.
like daily shopping. He's like, otherwise he was insane. He's like, my dad, he's like, every time that we forgot something and my dad had to like do it on the Saturday trip, he was
Mhm.
pissed because he'd have to make like 4 of these trips by himself
Yeah.
up and down that flight of stairs.
Yeah.
Insane.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I don't even know
but
how.
second thing though,
Mhm.
next time I go over to your place,
Mhm.
I need to bump into your landlord and I'm gonna just ask him if he got change. Just to see if I could hear the jingling of the ball bearings.
I don't know if it's him. I don't know who it is. 'Cause he
I
never sounds like he has ball bearings in his pocket. I don't know if it's his wife. I don't know if it's the kids. I don't it's such a mystery.
We won't get to the bottom of it, Sha.
I
I
don't
will
know.
say I did enjoy slingshots as a kid.
Did you?
I used to make them with we used to take quarter waters
Yeah, okay.
and we would cut the bottle in half.
Sure.
Then we would take a rubber band and a balloon
Oh
and
gosh.
we would strap the balloon onto the mouth part of the quarter water bottle, tie
Mhm.
it with the rubber band so that it would stay, and then
Okay.
we would put the rock on the wide part of the quarter water bottle that's now cut in half,
Uh-huh.
drop little pebbles and rocks in there, and
Mhm.
pull on the balloon part.
Okay.
And it was like our mock slingshot kind of thing.
Wow, that's so much work. I'd rather just pick up a rock and throw it at you. Quit the middleman. I'm not building rudimentary tools to fuck you up. I'll just throw a rock at you. How about I
Oh
just
man.
run into you and knock you down? Hopefully, you land face first, you bust your teeth, mission accomplished.
Yo, Sha, I swear to God, I just became 8 and ashamed of myself back then. Right now.
No, I understand the appeal of, like, putting a tool together and getting it to work and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I absolutely understand that, but I also know that I don't have the patience for it. That's why I understand and I appreciate when people can do that, because 'cause I'm sure once you put that together and you show it to me, I'm never going to get it right.
Oh, I'm making you one now, Sha.
Yeah, I guarantee you I'll never figure out how. I could never figure out how to even shoot rubber bands just, like, off your fingers without hitting myself in the face. So, no, I'm just gonna pick up a rock and throw it at you.
Oh man. So
Life
when
is
we
short.
real talk. When she 81 years old and somebody's getting hit in rocks, you know they ain't gonna find her. She ain't gonna be far away. She's gonna be literally down the block throwing it at people.
Yes, I
This
will be on my porch.
this article will be very different when written about 81-year-old Shalewa. Okay.
That's true.
81-year-old comedian arrested in Atlanta after several witnesses, all of them bleeding from the face. Saying,
Look,
yep, that's
I'll
her.
just be happy if I own property in Atlanta by the time I'm 81 years old. Definitely would have just moved in.
Oh man. In other news, Springfield, Illinois, Chuck E. Cheese location to retain the animatronic band. That's right. Chuck E. Cheese in downtown Illinois will be one of a select few to retain its animatronic band. In November, Chuck E. Cheese announced that it would be pulling the plug on the animatronic performances at all locations but the one in Northbridge neighborhood of Los Angeles, where the company said Munch's Make Believe Band, as it's known, would retain a permanent residency. Chuck E. Cheese also said another location in Nanuet, New York, in Rockland County, north of New York City, will retain its band because it was a 100% retro store. But that was to be it. In the recent days, however, Chuck E. Cheese announced that 3 more locations would be keeping the robot band, including one at the Town Country Shopping Center in the state capital, in Springfield, the state capital, The list also includes a band in Long Island, New York, and in Charlotte, North Carolina. Earlier this month, the CEO of Chuck E. Cheese, David McKillops, told that the news that they needed to keep up with the times and the interests of today's kids. Thus, the animatronic band was on its way out, while trampoline zones, floor to ceiling jumbotrons, overlooking digital dance floors were on the way in.
I mean, hell,
This,
those are practically on their way out.
yeah, I was gonna say like, oh, that should sound old too. That
Yeah.
you know,
People already got Gymboree. Look, the whole reason that you go to Chuck E. Cheese is
mhm,
because you want shitty pizza. You want to play video games with their little tickets or whatever. You want to win tickets to get, you want to win 1,000 tickets so you can get the tiniest stuffed animal.
yeah.
And you want to see that creepy ass band play. If you think that the kids in the 80s wanted to see that band play because that's what was popping in the streets, let me tell you, as a child of the 80s, you were sadly mistaken. That shit was weird. It was weird, but you go for the spectacle of the whole thing.
Yeah.
No one bought Chuck E. Cheese CDs. They didn't sell cassettes.
No one's streaming that shit.
No one's there for the music, but you still want to go because it's a ridiculous place and there's room to run and you get to eat
Yeah.
pizza. It smells like garlic and cheese, and you get to eat it. You get sugary things, and you may win a prize. And then
Yo.
there's some weird thing in the corner that haunts you, and then you just try to run it off. That's why you do it.
You know, you just reminded me,
Mm.
Chuck E. Cheese should give up on this demo. They're losing. And instead become a Dave and Buster's and
I
cater
mean,
to adults.
that's
So
all
like
Dave and Buster's
straight up.
is
That's what I'm
just
saying.
Chuck E. Cheese. So do you
But
think that
like
they should put animatronic bands in
I think they should make the Chuck E. Cheese all adult drinks. The band play music from our age and up. You
the
know what I mean?
band never played anything from
It
any age. It
I
literally was all like vaudevillian, like it was all
yo, but like
terrible.
imagine
I think it should stay for the kids because
I,
adults have Dave and Buster's, and I mean, adults definitely drink in the parking lot of Chuck E. Cheese. I think that's part of the charm.
okay.
But I mean, some Chuck E. Cheeses, I believe they have bars, like a
Okay.
full bar. Like they've already gotten to that point. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So now you're gonna have a full bar and a trampoline floor. Stop it. Just
That's wild.
let someone be drunk and eating bad pizza. It's just for birthday parties.
Yeah, real talk.
Nobody can but I mean, yeah, if you want to take your kids, do you want your kids jumping around and eating that shitty pizza?
Not at all. Real talk.
No. That's why they don't serve pizza at Gymboree. I
Real
don't
talk.
think.
Actually,
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but is there a salad bar at Gymboree? What are they doing food wise there?
was you got avocado toast?
Yeah,
No?
what are they
Okay.
feeding the kids at Gymboree?
Oh man. I wouldn't mind hearing like the animatronic band play like a creepy version of Hey Ya. I don't know why. I see that in my heart.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
like
anything they play is going to be the creepy version of a thing. Like, I mean, there was a documentary I feel like about a guy who collected all the ones at that have been thrown out at other Chuck E. Cheese's and put together the band in his basement
nice.
and uh, scary, scary, scary. Actually, it was scary. Um, yeah, all of that is terrifying. I don't think there's any song I mean, Hey Ya, I already can hear how that would be very freaky, but I feel like you just should lean into it and have it sing something like "You Are My Sunshine." I think that's the kind of stuff it was singing anyway, right?
Oh man, I'm loving this.
Yeah,
Real talk. You know, I wasn't on board,
I
but I'm
think
buying this album now.
I don't think there's any overhaul that you need to do. I think I like that they have that one that's 100% retro, which I guess means it's how it was when it opened.
Yeah.
But I think that's heart of the thing. You know what I mean? Like Chuck E. Cheese was, well, it wasn't really the prototype. I believe they stole their whole thing from Showbiz Pizza. So, because to
You
me,
know,
Chuck E. Cheese ain't even the OG one. Showbiz Pizza kind of was the OG one. But
right.
honestly, the OG one for me was, and this is only for people who lived near Stone Mountain, the Stone Mountain Decatur area in the 80s at a very particular point in time. There was a
Okay.
place on Memorial Drive called Sergeant Singer's. And it basically was our like arcade, but
Okay.
it was mostly arcade, right? Because every in like the 80s, every place had where you could go and play all the video games. So that's what
Right.
it was for the most part. But they also served pizza, and they also had some sort of animatronic band. And I don't know if this was like a one-off. I never heard of it existing anywhere else, only in this place, in that location. Um, and it was like a tiger who also was in the military. I don't know. You know what I mean? I was like, what is this? But that was the first one that I saw. But I also saw that around the same time as Showbiz Pizza. So to me, Showbiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid, was the first place like that. And then Chuck E. Cheese started popping up, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then suddenly they bought out all the Showbiz pizzas, and they're the go-to one. So I don't even think Charles Entertainment Cheese is the real OG, because that
Ooh,
is what the E stands for, by the way, in Chuck E. Cheese is entertainment. Did you know
drama.
that?
That I didn't.
Yes. His name, because that's the name of the mouse, is Chuck E. Cheese, and his
Charles Entertainment.
Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Yo, man, look, yo, parents, man, you can't be branding your kid's future like that. That's a lot of
I
pressure
know,
to dump.
that's true. That's true.
Come on, man. What if you
Yeah.
wanted to be a doctor? You know, you had no
Doctor
choice.
Dr. Charles Entertainment Cheese.
You know,
DDS.
oh man. By the way, I typed in Sergeant Singers,
Mhm.
Atlanta.
Mhm.
A Reddit thread came up from 5 years ago.
Okay.
Who went to Sergeant Singers as kids or had a birthday there? My mama still got a weird shark toy I got out of a vending machine. I'm remembering how it was better than Chuck E. Cheese.
It
And
was. See? That's what
real
I'm
talk.
saying. Did
Oh man.
you? Yeah, only like two to four other people knew what I was talking about. Like everyone else just seemed to forget, and I was just like, "Didn't you grow up in the same place? How do you not remember Sergeant Singers?" But then do you know the comedian? You know Andy Sanford?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's when I started doing comedy, and he brought that up, and I was like, "Oh, I absolutely know." Everyone else was like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Bruh, you were at Sergeant Singers? Where did you live? Where did you live?" It
Real
turned
talk,
out,
yo. If
yeah,
you would have told me you typed out this whole thread, I'd believe you, yo.
yeah, I know. I'm like, you said that, and I was like, hold on, was I talking about this on Reddit?
Yo, lit. The response is damn. Haven't thought about that place in years. There's an extended stay motel on the property now. But I
Mm-hmm.
remember it because it had 3 stages with creepy singing dolls. But the creepy dolls were less creepy than the Chuck E. Cheese dolls.
Yep.
Yo,
Yeah.
real talk, yo. It's a thing. Bring them back, Sergeant Singers on
Yeah.
Memorial.
And then I think across the street from it was Godfather's Pizza,
Yo.
which
You
was,
know,
a pizza. They gave you a deal you couldn't refuse. There was so much. Man.
yo, they talk about Times Square in New York. Yo, ATL got some memories apparently,
Yeah,
yo.
yeah, we got some stuff. Yeah, 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 we got some stuff. Also, yeah, there was a restaurant called Gillies that was owned by a country singer, Mickey Gilly. It was
Okay.
just called Gillies. It was down the street. I think then it became a Red Lobster. I'm telling you, there's just this little pocket of stuff that if you were around there, it was popping. It was popping.
Oh man! In other news, $3 million crime ring sold kilos of cocaine, guns out of a New York City food truck.
Oh, sure. Of course.
33 were charged. That's right. 33 people were charged in connection with a crime ring that sold kilos of coke and dozens of guns from a food truck in the Hudson Valley. $3 million a year from the cocaine ring was run out of a Real Spice food truck parked in the city of Newburgh. Photos released by the DA show the illegal goods stuffed in takeout containers. All seized as part of a 6-month investigation dubbed Operation Hot Lunch. That's right.
No. No. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Cops ain't creative. Come on. Uh,
Operation Hot Lunch. They could at least
Kirkland.
call it like Operation White Sauce.
You know what I mean? Come on.
Come on.
It was right there.
Act like you've been to a food truck before.
Kirkland Salmon 42 is the L pronounced when you say it as a last name or
No, I don't think it's ever pronounced, but that also is it's in the midst of changing. I'm not sure how. Language
yeah.
evolves, and I think right now so many people are saying the L that I
Yeah.
think it may actually end up being pronounced,
Right.
which is I'm still going to say salmon.
Okay.
Also, Kirkland salmon is just salmon that's from Costco,
I
right?
like that.
I
Yeah.
think isn't that what?
Yo, his
Yeah.
parents is fucking with him. That's dope.
Mm.
Kirkland Salmon, 42, is accused of being at the center of the 4 different conspiracies to traffic narcotics and firearms through Orange County. According to prosecutors who allege 2 suppliers provided salmon with cocaine to be sold from the Caribbean food truck.
Oh shit!
Yo,
Why
in
gotta be a
total,
Caribbean food truck?
yo, they gotta hide it in a place that gets high traffic. The food was popping, you know. I got really excited recently. I got a really good Caribbean spot near me. I haven't had a festival in a while without having to travel. It was dope. Had a festival, had some jerk chicken.
Wait, what's a festival?
It's like a patty kind of thing. It's a happy time. It lives up to the name. And then I had and then the lady spent 20 minutes describing the different patties, but they all sounded the same to me. She didn't give me any information either. She's like, we got Jamaican patty, Guyanese patties, and I was like, what's the difference? She's like, they patties. I was like, they look very different, so I just want to know why they taste different. She's like, these are Jamaican, these are Guyanese. I was like, okay, so what makes it a Jamaican patty? She's like, because they Jamaican, and I was like, okay.
Oh, okay. This is a real who's on
Real talk.
first
Yeah, yo. I was
situation
like,
here.
I'm gonna just try it. But dope food. But yeah, I can see how you can sneak 12 kilos of cocaine and 90 grams. It was phenomenal. I didn't know what I bought, but it all tasted good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with it. Numerous rounds of ammo and $45,000. The food truck and 10 other vehicles were all seized.
What they do with all them patties, though? Well,
Real
here's
talk.
the thing. Here's why maybe it is good that the service at Caribbean food joints is notoriously horrible. Horrible.
That's the peppers, yo.
It's so bad. They have nothing. If you're not there right when they open, they've run out of whatever it is you want, right?
That's it.
But then you don't know when they open because they don't open at the time that maybe they said they would open. It's a real emotions-based business. All of them. Everyone. I've only been to one regular one where the couple there, they open at a particular time and they stayed open till, whenever it is the sign set on the door. And I hope they're doing well wherever they are. I think they closed their shop, but I just hope as a couple they're doing well because every place else was terrible.
Dude, there's a Peppers on Flatbush where I went in and I wanted oxtail, and they're like, the oxtail out, and I'm like, yeah, I see oxtail. They're like, nah, that's not for you.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I was like, okay,
horrible.
Straight up, and I'm like, yo, it's like 2 p.m. I'm like, you've been what are we doing here? It's the middle of the day. I'm a customer. I'm here. I was like, y'all want that? Like, nah. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm not getting oxtail, yo. You can't fight that lady.
Yeah.
Yo, but well done. You know what I mean? You multitasking, Brandon. You know what I mean? Stacking your sales,
Oh
buy a gun,
boy.
get some food. It's dope. In other news, could other fruits be added to orange juice amid orange juice shortages?
Okay, let's talk about it. Also, I'm like, hey, yeah, while we are talking about it, we've gotten some feedback on Gastor's change of heart, slight change of heart with regard to
Yeah.
berries being a fruit, berries being a food. And I don't know if I took a moment. I think I might have at the time, but I do just want to take a moment to applaud the growth that took
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
you.
like I've always been like open to change and admitting I'm wrong,
I don't know. When we first talked about that, there was no there was no wiggle room.
I'm still not all the way there,
Yeah.
but I'm willing to consider it,
Okay,
you
good. That's
know?
all we ask. Because
That's where I'm at.
boy,
Cause like
you were so adamant. It was so funny.
I it's just everything in my heart tells me I'm right. But
I
like,
know. I know. I know.
I can't ignore what nature is giving me. All right, I guess this is food.
Oh man.
So
But
I'm trying it.
anywho, let's see what they talk about with these oranges.
Orange production in two top growing regions has been plagued by disease, fruit, and bad weather, a combination that's prompted all time high prices and left juice makers to consider other citrus varietals
Okay.
to supplement in the widely consumed breakfast beverage, along with the citrus belt of Sao Paulo and Minas Gerais in Brazil. Both factors have impacted orange production, significantly reducing overall crop yields. The institution reported to Brazil that the world's largest producer and exporter of orange juice was set to produce 232.4 million boxes of OJ of oranges in 2024 and 2025, a 24% decline from the same time last year. Should this production forecast hold true, this will be the second smallest crop since 1988-89, the report stated. Amid frequent and intense heat waves, Fundicitrus cited climate change as a key factor in the dramatic orange crop reduction. All Florida orange production is down 5% from April as well. As a result, the benchmark frozen concentrated orange juice futures have escalated to record highs. This is a crisis, according to Keith Cools, president of the International Fruit and Vegetable Juice Association. We've never seen anything like it, even during the big freezes and big hurricanes.
Okay. So hold on. I'm jumping ahead because I'm like,
Yeah.
what other kind of juice we gonna use then?
So what they're thinking about is like the citrus family. So like mandarins, clementines, tangerines,
Oh.
and using them to sub in or add to the oranges so that it's still orange flavor profile,
Mm-hmm.
but uh not as expensive as it would be if they just used the
Oh,
limited orange supply. The
sure.
problem
Okay.
is that
Mm-hmm.
there's rules and like legal issues of what can be called orange juice.
Oh, so if it has too much nectarine, then
Right. It becomes
or
another juice.
okay,
So they're saying, hey, if we do this, we can't market it as orange juice according to the current rules. So
gotcha.
can we like play with this for now with these other fruits? And while overall, in principle, I agree, I never like giving these people slack. Cause then like,
What do you mean? Wait, what?
cause
Hold
then like, we can throw this in here, you still call it OJ?
on.
You know what I
Okay,
mean?
I see
Then
what
they
you mean.
start
All
getting
right.
funny style with what's juice now.
Again, funny
You know what I
stuff.
mean? Real talk. Look, I'm already trying to consider blueberries as the food. All right.
Right,
Don't be
but
messing with my juices. All right.
okay, but I mean, you gotta. To me, I'm like, those are all versions of basically orange, right? So what do we got? Mandarin. I've always said Mandarin and followed it with orange. So that's like a type of orange. The little cuties or the little whatever, all of those to me, when I look at them, are a version of an orange. So I'm like,
Okay.
I feel like you could still put those in there and it's fine because they're still technically some sort of orange.
You
Um,
know,
It's not like they're adding apple or pear juice, which, by the way, is the secret sauce in so many things. Add a little apple juice to it, or add a little pear juice to it, which is sneaky squirrel delicious and stuff. But it's definitely going to stand out in orange juice because of its particular. And it's not like they're trying to say throw a little lemon in there or give it a little squeeze of grapefruit. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they could mess around with it still because they're all orange.
That's how it starts, Sha. I don't know, man.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're an orange juice purist like that.
Amen.
There's still oranges though.
Yo, if you would like,
Wait, no, you don't like nothing. Hold on, you were trying to tell me that if you got something that had a little more, that had one of those, what are the little ones called?
now I get you the clementines, the
Yeah,
tangerine.
if
Yeah,
they use like tangerines
I would
and
enjoy it. I'm just saying, don't call it OJ.
hmm.
I'm not against it. I'm just saying it can't be OJ. It's
Why
not
not? You
OJ
don't
no.
think of those as versions of oranges?
Nah, I don't think of grapefruits as versions of oranges.
It's not. That's my point. A grapefruit is a grapefruit, but a clementine is a little orange. You see what I mean?
That's messed up. B. So Shaq is a basketball player, but Muggsy ain't. You know what I mean? Just because they size differences don't mean they don't bring their own beauty and art to the game.
Yes, but is Muggsy a version of a smaller version of Shaq? Do you see what I mean?
In that they're both basketball players. Yeah.
No.
So these are all citrus fruits, but they're
Citrus
not all
fruits.
oranges.
Yes, I hear you, but I always thought of ones that look like oranges to be a version of an orange. One where the flavor profile of the fruit, if you were to compare it with something else, the closest you could come to is an orange. I consider those a version of an orange. That's that's what I thought that they were.
I consider a grapefruit closer to an orange than I consider a clementine and a tangerine, just because of how I eat them. Like when I eat oranges, I cut them in half and I eat into like each cup. That's how
That's how
you would
you eat oranges?
Yeah, like you peel like the fruit, then you cut it in half, and you eat like the inside part as if it's like 2 half cups. That's how I eat oranges.
The
And
way
that's how
that people eat grapefruit.
right. That's how I
You
would
eat an
eat
orange
grapefruit
like
and
that.
orange
Okay.
like that. But then a
Huh.
clementine, I fully peel and I eat it by like slices. Like,
Okay, so you don't eat orange slices.
no, I eat it
Okay,
like
so
a
then that
grapefruit.
might be the disconnect. I mean, I
You
know
eat
that you
orange slices?
yes.
So like when like the Spanish lady on the corner, like she sells you the little bag of oranges, they're cut up my way. They're peeled and cut in half so that you could chew into the middle. They're not
I
peeled fully so that
Sure,
you can
you
eat
absolutely
slices.
could do that. I mean, look, my mom used to tear the top off of rip the top off of an orange and just suck all of everything out of it and then
Right.
turn it inside out. And there are many ways, of course, to eat an orange. But the way that I have always traditionally eaten an orange is to peel it completely and then eat the segments, the orange slices. That's how I eat an orange. Now, a
That's
grapefruit,
tangerine clementine to me.
okay, because a grapefruit I would cut in half and eat, scoop out with a. I have look, I have a grapefruit spoon, so I am serious about this shit. A spoon that is red, that has ridges, that's serrated around the edge, so that
Okay.
you can cut in there, but still spoon shaped, so that you can scoop it out. Like I'm serious about that for sure. But
Yo,
I would also eat segment, like I would peel a grapefruit and eat it like in segments, but not
that's wild to me.
usually not I mean, I was younger and had more energy. Now it's really just about slicing it in half. But
Shot.
yeah, an orange I've never eaten sliced in half like it was a bowl. That's always I've never had a grapefruit the size of a grapefruit is more bowl like than an orange. So I'm like, it's easier to do it with a grapefruit, and an orange you just eat the slices. Child,
Like real talk,
we
if you told
shock
me,
each other every time
yo,
we start talking about food.
real talk, this is the closest I feel like we got beef. Like I was like, yo, you wilding right now. Like, yo, I'm controlling myself not to be angry. This is
I
crazy
mean,
though.
it's the blueberry thing all over again.
Yo, if you
I
would like to support Shalewa's heel turn into being an orange friendly lobbyist to the citrus contingency, okay? All you gotta do is like, subscribe to the show, baby. If you're an
uh,
Apple, Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You think that there's orange slices? Come on, B.
there's
No.
literally orange slices.
When you tell me, yo, that's how weird that
That's what
God,
parents bring to kids to eat.
that's how weird that idea is to me. When you say orange slices, I'm thinking, is that like a candy? Like,
Oh my God.
that's wild to me that they're like that. I've never in my life eaten orange as a slice like that. I had the little Spanish ladies in the corner. They would peel them for me, sell me they were 50 cents an orange because it was all done, and I ate them in little cups. That's how my mama did it. That's how I do it. That's the way it's done.
Mama did it.
Okay,
Okay. I see. Okay, but
it's personal, Shop.
It is personal. I'm like, oh, I think it's all based on how you eat the thing that you like. Because
you separate it.
Yeah, that's wild to me. That's so wild. That you've just never heard of orange slices. And the whole reason that to me, a clementine is just when science tried to make orange slices more manageable. So there was a whole bunch of crossbreeding, like it's not natural, like it was made. Like, you know how the Hoteps think that broccoli isn't a real, you know what I mean? Like, it's like that, like it was engineered.
Right.
So that it would be easier for smaller hands to eat orange slices because a regular orange slice would be too big and messy for kid hands. And that's why
it's not natural. They're too big and messy because they're not natural to eat like that.
It's because that's what's normally done. But, you need something for the smaller hands. So they, mixed up a couple of bees and flowers and shit. And now we have we will go on forever.
Your pro orange adjacent fruit to juice argument really works against your anti berry blueberry argument. Okay,
I mean,
like they don't do it, those two like things can't coexist. You can't say these
it's food. It all can.
5 stars, you see it my way, the right way. Okay?
I don't know about that. Just keep in mind, his way is there's no such thing as an orange slice. And I just want you to sit with that think of the orange slices you've eaten in your youth.
None. That's what I'm going to hear back. None.
Oh, my God.
Real talk.
Insane.
Insanity. You guys eat orange slices. You cut it in half. You eat into it like a cup, okay? That's what the world intended.
Mark this.
Real talk. I'm putting
this episode, and we're going to come back to it in like 6 months and see if he's still talking this. There's no such thing as an orange slice.
Real talk. I'm in my fruit and veggie like peak right now. All right, I'll try both ways. I promise you. There's no way I'm becoming an orange slice person. This is insane. That's what clementines and tangerines are here for. Those are sliceable. Okay, this is insanity. Come on, people.
Okay, all
Real
right.
talk.
This is wild.
If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter or Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shout out to Sweet 2, Iron Fist Mom, Murray Cox, Lori McDaniel, and FCBLJ. Always appreciate y'all. With all that said, I am the purist about his orange juice and orange eating consuming ways. Gastor Almonte. With the revolutionary, forward thinkers, they different. I ain't gonna front. Maybe she sees the future, okay?
Yes, the future is orange slices that you've been eating since childhood.
Real talk, things are done different in the South. I understand.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, now great.
You know what I mean? I'm just learning. Different cultures, okay?
Now it's the blue versus the gray in here.
Yo, and this has probably been the most divisive episode.
Since the last time we talked about
fruits of break us apart. If we ever pivoted to a food pod, I don't know if me and Shaq can be friends no more.
I don't know if we can make it.
Oh man, catch y'all next time. Peace.